Today we're diving into the top 5 horror movies that will leave you sleeping with the lights on. These films burrow under your skin and stay with you long after the credits roll. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your horror-loving friends. Kicking off our list at number 5, we have The Exorcist. You may not agree that The Exorcist is the scariest movie ever, but it probably also isn't much of a surprise to see it at the top of our list, with a whopping 19% of all the votes cast. William Friedkin's adaptation of the eponymous novel about a demon-possessed child and the attempts to banish said demon became the highest-grossing R-rated horror film ever, and the first to be nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars. It earned 9 other nominations and took home 2 trophies. But outside of its critical and commercial bona fides, the film is well known for the mass hysteria it inspired across the country, from protests over its controversial subject matter to widespread reports of nausea and fainting in the audience. Its dramatic pacing and somewhat dated effects may seem quaint compared to some contemporary horror, but there's no denying the power the film continues to have over those who see it for the first time. At number 4, we have a hidden gem, Absentia, directed by Mike Flanagan. This isn't your typical horror flick. It's a slow burn that seeps into your bones. The premise is simple yet terrifying, a tunnel where people vanish without a trace. We follow a woman whose husband disappeared near this tunnel 7 years prior. As she tries to move on, her sister helps uncover the unsettling truth behind the disappearances. Absentia focuses on atmosphere and psychological horror, creating an oppressive sense of dread. The tunnel becomes a character, symbolizing the unknown and terrifying possibilities. The film blends urban legend and cosmic horror, leaving you questioning reality. If you love horror that messes with your mind, Absentia is a must-watch. At number 3, we have It Follows, directed by David Robert Mitchell. This 2014 film introduces a shape-shifting stalker that relentlessly pursues its victims. The entity is passed on through sexual intercourse, adding a unique twist. The film uses suspense and atmosphere to create a constant sense of dread. The entity can take on any form, often appearing as ordinary people, adding to the paranoia. The visuals and soundtrack create a dreamlike atmosphere that's both beautiful and unsettling. The constant threat of being followed lingers long after the credits roll. It Follows explores paranoia, sexual anxiety, and the fear of the unknown. If you want a horror film that will stay with you, It Follows is a must-watch. At number 2, we have Possessed by Evil, a 2023 release directed by Damian Rooney. This isn't just another demonic possession flick, it's an apocalyptic nightmare. Rooney blends elements of zombie films and supernatural horror, creating a terrifying cocktail. The film doesn't shy away from gore, heightening the sense of chaos and despair. The special effects deliver disturbing imagery that will be seared into your brain. Possessed by Evil explores faith, desperation, and the choices people make when faced with horror. The characters are well developed, making you invested in their struggle for survival. If you want a horror film that will push your boundaries, Possessed by Evil is a must-watch. Claiming the top spot is The Orphanage, a 2007 Spanish masterpiece directed by J.A. Bayona and produced by Guillermo del Toro. This film blends gothic horror with heartbreaking emotion. We follow Laura, who returns to the orphanage where she grew up, hoping to reopen it as a home for disabled children. Her plans take a sinister turn when her son Simon begins talking about imaginary friends. The old orphanage, with its creaky floorboards and dark secrets, becomes a character itself. As Laura delves deeper into the mystery, the film ratchets up the tension. The orphanage creates a pervasive sense of unease, playing on fears of loss and isolation. The emotional core of the film elevates it beyond typical horror fare. We connect with Laura's desperation as she searches for her son. If you want a horror film that will terrify and move you, The Orphanage is a must-watch. So there you have it, Horror Hounds, our top 5 horror movies that will haunt your dreams. If you enjoyed this terrifying trip, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Check the description for links to these spine-chilling films. Until next time, keep those lights on and remember, stay spooky.